Heyo, everybody. It's Omnibros Live on a Wednesday with Omnidog and Dem Boys. How you doing, Lou? What does Dem Boys mean to those of us who don't know? Although I know now, but I didn't before.
So Dem Boys is it was what they referred to as the Briscoe brothers. They're a tag team, and unfortunately, one of the Briscoes ended up passing away yesterday in a horrible car accident. And yeah,
Mhm.
kind of my little tribute to them. They are an amazing freaking tag team. If you get a chance, watch. They just had a dog collar match probably about 2 weeks ago with FTR,
They
and
had
it's
a
an
what?
amazing.
A what?
Called a dog collar match. It's exactly what you think it is.
Okay, I'm already as lost as I always am in the Omnibros chats. What are we talking about? A dog collar match?
Yeah, so a dog collar match is it's a wrestling match, and this was a tag team dog collar match. So you've got four guys, two teams on each side, and you have a dog collar that's strapped to your neck, and a dog collar strapped to the other opponent's neck, and you're wrestling with it.
Oh, that actually sounds interesting to me.
Dude, I could send you a link to the match afterwards, and I think you'd really like it.
I I might actually watch that because that sounds
Yeah,
like an interesting twist.
it's great.
Now,
No,
is
it's great.
what is the wrestling federation they are affiliated with?
So they are Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor is kind of more of a smaller thing that was bought out a few months ago by AEW, which is a bigger wrestling organization.
A&W, the root beer company?
AEW,
Oh.
yeah. So they're Ring of Honor, and man, the Briscoes they were such an amazing tag team. It genuinely broke my heart yesterday when I heard the news, and it's just a tragic story all around.
Uh, Michael Lombardo says dogfights are not cool. Why are they not cool?
Mm.
And he's also complaining because we took so long to come on. That's funny. First was Tasty Melon was first, followed by Max, my buddy Max, and James Abel gets a special shout out because he sent Geo these funny, of course, gifs of me that he made, and so I'll try and show some of them tonight as we talk because one of them is just made me laugh out loud because I'm such a goofball. Uh, and we've got Terry. Terry, how you doing? He's been reading Ultimate Spider-Man Omni 2. Yes, it does.
Ooh, that's good stuff, man.
Spider-Man Live Australia. Here's Wookiees Brown. Hey now. True graphic novel. Super Spy Matt Kent. Any good? Coming out soon.
Hmm?
I haven't read that, but I think I've heard good things about it. And then we already have some comments on because I said ComiXology meltdown. I don't know if we're going to talk about ComiXology first or our favorite artists, but either way, NFL dude, what Amazon did to ComiXology has been cancerous. I totally agree with that.
Mhm.
They completely ruined the service. I agree with that. In
I
such a
agree with that.
damn short I think he meant
Yeah.
time, which I also agree with. There's no job security for the few remaining who are employed, so I doubt the app will be serviced for long. And Lou has something to say about that. The comics functionality is being integrated into the Kindle app. It's
No. Oh
we're going to
God.
go over everything. I mean, we can go over everything. Here's William Lee. Hey, buddy. True Graphic is rereading Sandman. Nice. Marvel Bab. Good evening, chaps. And I agree with Lou. Sad news about Jay Briscoe.
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland Brown says physical media for the win.
You know what's not melting down, Jess?
InStockTrades.com?
That's correct.
Okay, wait. Now that I'm
You
running
were
this, I hate running this thing. Wait, there it is. Instock. Oh, I got the hiccup. Excuse me. I'll do the promo with hiccups. InStockTrades.com, where you can get your collected editions up to 38, 42, 50, sometimes 65% off. Normal retail price. At the end of every month, we give away a free $50 gift card courtesy of InStock Trades worth $50 worth of credit at InStockTrades.com. $50 or more in an order gets you free shipping in the US. That is still an amazing feature. It's amazing to me. Amazing. Fabulous customer service, fabulous packaging. That's InStockTrades.com. Good segue. Good lead in into that. Very nice. Gio would be proud of you.
I know. Every day I strive to make that man a little bit prouder.
Oh, bringing more bad news. Lisa Marie Presley and Evel Knievel's son. I read that. Robbie Knievel.
I didn't know about Robbie Knievel.
Yeah, I just did read that.
Wow.
Day before yesterday, maybe yesterday I read it.
Yeah, but Robbie never hit the same highs as Evil. You know, he did his own thing.
I grew up with Evel Knievel on Wide World of Sports. You know, jumping 45 school buses and breaking every. I pretty sure his claim to fame was he had broken every bone in his body at least once. Yeah, and I appreciated his showmanship and his skill, because it totally takes skill to rev a motorcycle and jump, and courage and bravery to jump over 30 buses or whatever he was doing. And he had a really good made for TV movie that I enjoyed watching back when I was 12 or whatever. So I respected the guy because he was a great showman, and it was something to watch on Wide World of Sports back before, ESPN and everything. That's what they would show, was Evel Knievel jumping stuff. But I was unfamiliar with Robbie Knievel's career. Did he do the same thing his dad did?
I think he did. I think I heard that. Well, we can look it up real quick, but I'm pretty sure Robbie Knievel tried to get into the stunt stuff, but I don't think he had the same appeal as his pops. Yeah, he did the stunt thing.
It's a more crowded field now than it was, especially when you can queue up Jackass at any moment, and it's hilarious.
That's true. That is true.
They've got 5 movies out and the original MTV show, any of which you can watch at any time and still find hilarious. So that is I think we're all on the same page that sort of the new Jackasses don't have quite the charm of the old Jackasses, but boy, those old Jackass guys are so funny, and especially that MTV show and the first Jackass movie. Yeah. Oh, second Jackass movies are great, and I love slapstick, so I always loved it when they would rig up something in the house. I think it was the 4th movie where they would all stay in the same house, and they rigged up this giant foam hand to thwack somebody when they crossed the path, and it knocked Wingman like way over the room. It was boom. It was so funny. God, I love Jackass.
Oh man, so many good memories. Yeah, it's we've mentioned this, but it truly is a miracle that out of all those guys, the one that seems to be doing the best is Steve-O. Out of everybody in the gang, you would think Steve-O would have been gone by now. No, he's doing the best. He's I just saw his interview. He had a recent interview with Bam Margera. I was like, man, I know Bam's been through it, and I feel bad for the guy in a certain aspect. And in another aspect, I'm like, you just strike me as a guy that I would hate to meet in real life because you seem like you're perpetually a 15-year-old boy and you've never grown up.
Has he speaking as someone with some sobriety, has he taken is he trying to be sober? Is he taken wait, these are two different questions.
Yeah.
Is he trying to be sober?
Yes, unfortunately, he just keeps relapsing and stuff like that. It just keeps going back. I mean, you're sober. You've been sober for quite a while and stuff like that. You know how difficult it is. He keeps relapsing back, and I think part of it is he just doesn't want to also take accountability for some of the stuff he's done because they're in the interview with Steve.
I was just going to ask that. Has he taken any personal responsibility and done any inner, workings on himself?
It seems
that's really the key, I think.
Yeah, it seems like he's still got a really long way to go. So in the interview with Steve-O, it's actually a really good interview. And Steve-O calls him out on it. He says that he was getting mad at his wife and he punched a mirror in front of his child and he blames the whole thing on his wife. And Steve-O goes, hold on. You were the one that lost your temper there. And he calls him out on it. I'm like, good job.
Wow, that's good for Steve-O.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, he's touring right now with Steve-O. I think the whole thing is to try to keep him sober throughout the trip, but we'll see how it goes.
Okay. Well, I wish him all the best because I thought he was great. I know how hard it is to struggle with addiction, so I definitely wish him the best. But I to your point about Steve-O being the sober, happy, completely drug and alcohol free guy, I never thought that was going to happen because he was so crazy. And so the stunts he did on the Howard Stern show, like stapling his nutsack to his leg and stuff. And those guys just had no regard for their person. I don't know if they had high pain thresholds or a desire to please or just wanted to be crazy. But you also know what Johnny Knoxville has to do every morning.
Yeah.
That is a horror story. Yeah. This is a good question from Rodimus. Who has the Jackass TV show rights to stream it?
I think the movies are on Paramount.
It was MTV's, but I wonder.
Is it Paramount?
Who owns MTV? I don't know that.
I haven't watched MTV in over 10 years.
Well, I don't even know if it's on. It's my buddy Jake Spencer. How's it going, Jake? Here it is. The daily challenge the Rodimus Prime Rib always sends me as the leading Hispanic authority on comics on the internet. He wants me to pronunciate some Espanol. So let me give it a shot. Buenas noches, hermanos, paz y amor para todos. Okay, I think I know that. Good evening, OmniBros. Peace and love to you all. Was that right?
Yeah, good job.
Okay. Pregunta que piensan de la serie The Killer. P.S. You have to see The Last of Us show. That's in English. I can pronounce that. Have I read the series The Killer? Pregunta. ¿Qué piensan de la series The Killer? I know there's a book, The Killer, that's supposed to be awesome, which I have and have not read, of course. But okay, we'll find out what exactly he said. Let's see. King of Wakanda's here. Good for you. Well, congratulations on being the King of Wakanda. Yeah, Evel Knievel jumped school buses, but the Fonz jumped the sharks, which killed Happy Days. That is correct.
Wait, that's what killed Happy Days?
Yeah, when Fonz jumped the shark in Hawaii or wherever it was in his leather jacket. Wow. Yeah. That's where Jump the Shark came from. And I would also include the introduction of Pinky Tuscadero as what killed Happy Days. I never cared for her, and that's when I dropped off the show, which I religiously watched in high school.
I have never seen Happy Days. Happy Days or Cheers? I've never seen either or.
I think Cheers would probably be funnier to you. I thought Happy Days was hilarious, but I can also see how it could be. I sort of rolled with the character of the Fonz because it was funny, but it might seem corny to you. Yeah, but I think Cheers would probably still be funny today. I still think back fondly to watching all of the Cheers shows.
Okay.
But I don't know about Happy Days as much as I loved Happy Days. Oh, Robbie Knievel jumped the fountain in Las Vegas. His father tried that and failed.
Oh, wow.
It's on Paramount Plus. Wait, Jackass. Okay, good. Paramount has the movies at least. Jackass is streaming. Okay. No, because Jackass is not a broken down, wrecked company now. Yeah, if you've read The Killer, and yes, what did you think about it? I've heard awesome things. I have both series. There was a 2-part book that got turned into a collected edition, I think, and then there was a brand new one out. That will make, when I do my next minister show, which will be at the end of the month, we'll have our New Year's resolutions, and this will be one of the resolutions that I make that I never keep, that I'm reading The Killer. I want to. Jess has been getting me to buy too many Marvel Omnis lately. Yeah, Jake and I are old buddies, and he and I are mostly DC guys. But Jake wants to dip his toe into Marvel, and I am recommending all the books that were recommended to me to start with. So you're going to need to start working 7 days a week, 18 hours a day to afford what I'm going to be telling you. Because a lot of books, a lot of great books.
There's a lot of good content out there right now.
Cousin Oliver killed the Brady Bunch. Fact.
I have heard. Yeah. I wasn't a Brady Bunch fan, but I've heard that. Who was it? The same thing happened with Married with Children. They introduced a new kid, and it went downhill after that for them.
I thought it would happen with Malcolm in the Middle, but somehow it got funnier. Malcolm in the Middle was always funny to me.
It was great. It's a shame Frankie Muniz grew up to be crazy.
Is he crazy, or is he just unknown?
I've heard things, and I'm like, oh, you seem like you're nuts. So,
oh dear, that's not good.
I'll tell you later.
Okay. Cheers and Frasier are classic. Frasier's coming back with a new season on Paramount Plus later this year. Okay. No, wait, I think I skipped somebody back here. Somebody asked me how my true graphic novel. How's the unpacking going? It's going well. These books behind me don't represent any kind of order yet. They have just been unpacked from boxes and stuck onto shelves. And then the great reorganization is probably going to happen in another couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm getting lucky tomorrow. My wife's having a good friend come over while I'm at the dentist. They're going to open the boxes and unpack as many books as they can for me and stick them on shelves, which is great. So great. Yes, I've been Richie Cunningham. Compliments to you, Jess. Those shelves behind you getting nice and filled. God, those were a lot of boxes. Dude, I've only opened like 12. There's still like 70 to go. I am 2 items away from being a hoarder. It's ridiculous.
It's that bad.
Your new backdrop looks quite similar to the old digs. Is everything unpacked now? Okay, well, we just covered that. Yeah. My wife set up a diagram for the studio first, and so I have basically the same studio. Wait, there's my daughter's Omni Dog Batman. So yeah, this part's the same, but the rest of it's all completely different. And once everything's unloaded and packed, I'll have a chance to give a tour. Growing Pains had the child problem. Growing Pains. What show was Kirk Cameron on?
Oh, man, I should know this. Not Kirk Cameron.
Was
Not
it Facts of Life?
Was it Facts of Life?
I didn't watch it. I just remembered that he was
Growing Pains.
It was Growing Pains?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. He was on Growing Pains. Yeah. Have you seen what
some
he's doing
Playboy
lately?
Playmate was going to be the guest star that week, and he nixed it.
Have you seen what he's been doing lately, though? His recent stuff?
I've been seeing what he's been doing ever since he left Growing Pains.
Yeah, he's better better left unsaid, I guess. For this
Yeah, we can talk about that after the show too.
It's
Heck yeah, I love Frasier. Terry Flintstones, yes. Then watch MASH, yes. And Bewitched, those were the days. Let's not forget about I Dream of Jeannie too.
Oh my gosh, dude, she's still around? Because I've seen her older and she's gorgeous still. Or did she?
She's like 92 now.
Is she really?
Yeah, she was a solid 30 years older than I was. So, let's see. How old's my daughter? 31 minus 16. Okay, so I saw her in her 70s. My daughter was in a singing troupe that had something to do on the National Mall during the winter, and Barbara Eden was the host of it.
Yeah,
she was smoking in her 70s.
You know, that's kind of where I last remember her from when she was in her 70s and stuff like that, and she was very attractive still. I was like, wow.
And I think she's one of the few stars that didn't do any of the pull up, surgery, and still looks really good.
Yeah,
because some of those stars did the facelift stuff and do not. Boy, like Julie Newmar, poor Julie Newmar. She was such a classic beauty. And
yeah.
This is a good point. Those haven't been unpacked yet. I unpacked a few of them the other day. Yeah, my wife doesn't care. She discovered the Omar box and she didn't care about that. Cosby Show did the same thing when Rudy got too old. Do you think people making these shows would learn? Rudy was funny when she was little. Yeah, James. I think everything will be fine for my wife. I don't know about her friend. Yeah, there's that Bruce Timm book that's kind of explicit.
Ooh, I like that book. I've seen that book.
Yeah. Okay. Growing Pains. Okay, Jake. We'll see ya. Thanks for checking in. Oh, here's a question for Lou from NFL Dude.
Lou, last week you and Gabe talked about wanting Wizard Cell interviews again. That's what Substack has been for me. Cool. I free follow Brian K. Vaughan, Scotty Young, Brubaker, Zdarsky, Jen Bartel, and many others. I don't know. You could free follow them. I thought Substack you had to pay to get stuff. That's cool though. That if you're getting different interviews and stuff like that with creators, there was a point where I was completely obsessed with just hearing creators and stuff like that in comics and the process of making them and everything like that. It's pretty cool to hear how the sausage is made, you know, as I say.
Jen Bartel. She's an illustrator, right? Because I think she's one of my favorite artists. Which shows you how much thought I put into this, because I can't even come up with the fact that Jen Bartel's an artist.
Jen Bartel, yes.
Yeah, I thought so. She's a great artist. Jenny Frison is ridiculously good.
Wow, Jen Bartel is also very beautiful.
Yeah, I've heard that. Joelle Jones, I really like her art. I'm going to swipe this from you because you're going to say it. David Aha.
David Aha's yeah.
Yeah, you love his stuff.
I think he's great.
Invisible Kingdom looks great. Seen the Omar near mint condition. Terry, don't mention very fine condition on the show. What's going on? At least this addiction is much more healthier, Jess. So yeah, unless you have to hump 90 boxes around. Yeah.
Jesus, this is the last time for you, right? You're never doing this again, right? That's the plan.
No, my next home is the funeral home. I'm not doing this again. I legit am going to sell tons of stuff, and it's still going to be too much stuff to move. I don't have it in me.
Yeah,
this just killed me.
Yeah, I get it. I think you would burn everything down before you have to move it again, honestly.
You don't know how close to the truth you are. Jess, which one of the Three's Company's roommates was the best? Well, of course, it was John Ritter.
John Ritter. Oh my God. I remember when he passed away. That broke my heart. Ugh.
That actually broke my heart too. He was young and funny. He just had a new TV show come on.
He was so talented too. Died way ahead of his time.
Yeah. Did you ever see him in Sling Blade?
No.
Did you ever see Sling Blade?
Yes. I have seen Sling Blade. Yeah, I saw it in college.
Yeah, he was great in that. I think he played a gay character, but you know, not over the top. He played it perfectly. He was I think he showed really good range and how good of an actor he was in Sling Blade. Yeah, Barbara Eden's still alive. Chrissy was the best. Don Knotts was the best landlord. Not going to disagree on that.
Yeah, Don Knotts. We were also talking today in the chat what some of our favorite SNL cast members, man.
Oh yeah.
Because I had brought up Eddie Murphy did a skit for Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood that I thought was brilliant. Mr. Robinson's.
Yeah, is that where the TVs get delivered to his apartment, or is that a different one?
I don't remember that one.
Claims all the TVs for himself or something.
I love the this is how we answer the door in my neighborhood, children. Who is it?
I think we got it. I think we got it down before it. I mean, no conversation lasts very long before we go off in a different direction. But I think Omar and I agreed on Tina Fey, and I held out strong for Belushi and Aykroyd and Bill Murray, of course, because I started watching it back when it first started as a high stone 16-year-old drinking Mr. Pibb and eating Doritos at 11:30 at night to watch it. And let's see, I think Omar brought up Andy Samberg.
I wouldn't put him on the Mount Rushmore.
Okay,
the cast,
right? I think he also said Kristen Wiig.
Okay.
First of all, I binge watched all the Californians the other day. I loved that skit. I love it. Stuart, what are you doing here? I love that skit. So I actually think Fred Armisen is really funny.
I would go. I'm like you. I'd go older, like the older cast. Jim, Belushi has to be. Belushi hands down has to be on that mountain as well. Talk about somebody who died way before his time as well. Sadly, you got Belushi, Farley. You can make a case for Sandler as well because he came through that as well, and he had some bits on there that were pretty good.
I feel like Sandler and Spade were funnier after.
Okay, fair.
And I brought up Will Ferrell, but Omar didn't like him as much. But I thought Will Ferrell was really funny, but he also got even funnier afterwards with his movies. Yeah. Norm Macdonald.
Oh my God,
he was great.
Yes. He's so good. Holy shit. As Burt Reynolds on Jeopardy is brilliant. Holy
Turd
shit.
Ferguson.
Yeah, it's a giant cowboy hat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he was so good. See, I would give it to Ferrell. I think he's if he's not up there, he's got to be close. Because that whole bit where he's Alex Trebek is so fucking good. He nails it so well. And he did George W. Bush. He was great as George W. Bush.
He made a career of that. Afterwards, he went on Broadway and did a show about You're Welcome, America. Are we not considering cover artists? She's still an artist. Yeah, Lady Killers is great. There's some See Before the Paywall. Frisson's revival covers are great. Rachel Welch was dynamite back in the day. Oh, you mean Raquel Welch? It's just like Daisy. Oh, Daisy Dukes, Catherine Bach. Catherine Bach was, Hayden, our buddy, is here. How's it going, buddy? Oops, I misread that Three's Company question. I thought it said which female was the best roommate. Well, you could answer it however you want, Derek. I think I could have made a life with Marianne had I met her.
Mm-hmm.
I think she was funny, but she's another one of those that was like 30 years older than I was. And Yvonne Craig, Batgirl. Ooh la la.
Yeah.
Come on, Michael Lombardo. Top Yvonne Craig.
Yeah, for me,
look at this question.
Huh. No love for people. Fuck off.
We're gonna put you in timeout, Cleveland Brown. You're talking to the two biggest Pete Davidson haters in the world.
That man is on that guy. That man is on the most incredible run right now that I think I have ever seen, and I don't get it. I don't. I really don't.
How did you describe him? Like he like a badly aged zombie or something with
something like
albino zombie or something.
I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't even think he's funny, which is the thing. But women love him apparently.
Yeah. I think your wife probably nailed what the reason was. We don't need to bring it up on the air, but
that's right.
She figured it out.
I think she figured it out.
Amy Poehler, I mean, yeah, we discussed her.
Poehler's very talented, yes.
And Jared Armisen as Uncle Fester, as did I. Chris Farley and Norm, yeah. Suck it, Trebek. Also, Sean Connery was great on that. What's that guy's name? He did such a great Sean Connery. I'll take the tits now. That is Let It Snow, Sean.
Yeah, I'm watching this after we're done.
Hammond, Daryl Hammond.
I'm watching that clip after we're done.
You're watching what?
I'm watching that Jeopardy clip after we're done. It's
With
so
Sean
good.
Connery?
Yes, it's so good. As a kid, I had the biggest crush, since we're talking about kind of our celebrity crushes and stuff,
Sure.
on Lisa Bonet. Oh my God, Lisa Bonet, beautiful. She's still beautiful. She's still gorgeous.
She was good in Angel Heart. That was probably the last time I saw her.
Married to Jason Momoa.
I think they broke up.
They did. Yeah, they did.
And she was what, 10 years older than he was?
She's a bit older than he is.
Here's Carlin. How's it going, buddy? Wait, Robin Williams is great as well, Mrs. Doubtfire, but he wasn't an SNL guy. I will say Robin Williams was great.
Did he get a start in Mork and Mindy?
That's the first place I ever saw him.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he went from stand-up to Mork and Mindy.
Mm-hmm.
I think. That was on when I was in college, and I wasn't watching a lot of TV then. Josh Greathouse says, also watched the first episode of Harley. I laughed and hate the Joker. So yeah, Lou, you have to see. Wait, you have seen it?
I've seen Harley.
The Harley animated show. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. That's right. It's awesome. Let's see. Jeopardy. I'm trying to get through these. Which is Mexican Gwen Stacy or Mexican Batwoman? I only think I've seen Mexican Gwen Stacy. I don't think I've seen Mexican Batwoman.
I haven't seen either.
Chase Chu with a great Stern reference on Pete Davidson. He does look like a young Beetlejuice. James asking the tough questions. Not a fan either. Want to see Bodies, which he's in. I
need to see that.
I met Catherine Bach several years ago. She gave me a sideways hug and her right boob brushed up against my left arm. That is a great memory. Wow.
That is something you tell your children at night before you tuck them in. Have you washed that arm since then?
That may have been the highlight of your life. Has it been all downhill since?
It might have.
Let's see. Who's Heidi Moneymaker? Oh, Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett Johansson stunt double. I don't know her.
I don't know who she is.
Oh, he was Mork on Happy Days first. Thank you. They say Yellowstone is one great show, but still haven't watched it yet.
Yellowstone is fantastic.
That's what I heard.
It is great.
Jason Sudeikis cracks me up when he dances, but I'll never forget the first time I saw John Belushi's Samurai Delicatessen. Oh, he was in so many classic sketches as that samurai. Yeah. And everything else.
All right. ComiXology?
Have we named our artists, or do we want to just go into ComiXology? Let's just go into ComiXology. I said Jenny Frison.
Well, I was gonna say we'll blow through the ComiXology thing, then we could do the artist.
Okay.
What do you think?
Good. You presented evidence today of employee meltdown happening at ComiXology.
Yeah, well, I mean, so I don't think it's been a secret that ever since Amazon bought ComiXology a few years ago, despite them saying originally, hey, we're not going to change anything, we're just buying it, we're not going to mess with anything that works. Flash forward to a few years later, and now that thing is just a shell of its former self, honestly. I don't know anybody that uses it anymore, to be honest. It used to be kind of the monopoly of digital comics where people would go, yeah, go pick this up on ComiXology.
Well, it was so easy to use. You had a ComiXology store, and then you had a ComiXology app where your books were. And you could just click on the store, and then all of a sudden the store disappeared, and they didn't tell you where to go. Amazon never said come to Amazon, because you have to go to Amazon like the Kindle store now, and then it opens it up. But they never. I think I had to Google where the hell is ComiXology now. Correct. And they made it infinitely harder. They tried to integrate it into Kindle, which is fine. I don't care. It all reads the same on my iPad, but they made it infinitely harder to use. It was right. And you used to be able to download DRM free stuff from ComiXology where you like owned it, and they did away with that.
Yeah. So yeah, they pretty much stripped it, and it's really a shame, honestly, because you didn't need to change anything. You could have kept it going just the way it could still have. You literally did not need to change anything, but for whatever reason, Amazon decided, yeah, we're going to change up the entire format. We're going to integrate it into our Kindle stuff, which, personally speaking, I love the Kindle app because it's just convenient for me for books. I like it for books because I could just, especially for long novels, it just makes a lot of sense for me. Because I just don't have the space in the house. But for comics, I really enjoyed the ComiXology app because of the simplicity of it. And they had great bundles and great deals. And for me, it just, ever since that Amazon purchased them, it just seems like the writing has been on the wall. And I don't see them. I think they'll strip that out altogether pretty soon. And honestly, just make it, you just got to buy it on Amazon. If you want, you could buy the comics on Amazon, and that'll be it. And we have kind of more evidence of that after today, where I posted this in the group chat earlier. This is apparently from an employee, and you can take a look at this. His name's Scott, and his Twitter account is @cocktailsandink. So he posted this earlier today. I'm not going to get into everything, but I'm going to get into the key details of it. He says, and I quote, "My name is Scott, and I spent my 10 years at ComiXology working on the pages and lists customers clicked on, the pull list way back when, and the discount sales that everybody likes. It's the best job I ever had and the best people I ever worked with. This morning, there were significant cuts to the ComiXology staff. I have no number." Oh, shoot.
75%, I think he felt like.
Yeah, I have no numbers to share, but it looks like from the outside that at least 50% of the staff has been let go, possibly 75%. One of the things I've noticed over the years is that ComiXology employees rarely mention much about their jobs on social. Obviously, there's clauses and contracts about all this, but we generally kept our mouths shut, even on the worst days. But there's another reason. We loved our jobs. We love comics. We love manga. We love superheroes. We love young adults and middle grade. We loved graphic novels, single issues, all of it. And we loved working with each other. That's kind of the most important bit of it.
Yeah.
He goes on to say about his experience and stuff like that and what it was like working there. And when you hear a story about that where 50% of the staff of ComiXology, possibly 75% according to him, were laid off, it just makes you wonder how long before they just close the doors on that entire website and just Amazon forces it all into their own Amazon.com thing. You know?
Yeah. Well, that is that's speculation on our part, but it's based on what that guy had to say, and also how difficult it is just to be able to use it now. It's not my go-to place anymore. I had no problem paying for digital comics. I have no problem, subscribing to the DC app or the Marvel app because I use especially the DC app, I've been using a lot lately.
Yeah.
So digital comics don't bother me at all, but they made it so difficult, and it just wasn't as fun anymore. I felt like you had to really work hard to find the books you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. No, there was a comment here that Josh made, which is part of this is Google and Apple cracking down on payment and Amazon too cheap, lazy to fix it. I don't know about that. Rick Ray, I still use ComiXology since I have a bunch of purchases on there, but yeah, I slowed my usage after you couldn't purchase on the app anymore. Yeah, they made it way harder.
Yeah.
And now we're hearing about staff cuts, and that I don't know. I remember when when the minister and I interviewed Greg Rucka, one of the things he said was he really regretted the deal that all the talent signed with ComiXology. This was 2021 because they got basically pennies for whatever they sold.
Right.
He said he was really sorry that they let it go for so cheap, but there didn't seem to be another alternative at the time. And now, of course, Amazon buys it. But he wasn't bitter, but he seemed regretful that they let their royalties go down to hardly anything just to get their stuff out there digitally.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I'm I so I'm for the most part I'm for the most part digital with comics just because of convenience. Because I
Yeah.
just where we're at right now, we've got the baby, we've got a good sized apartment, but I just can't lug around long boxes, and I can't do what I used to do where I have calyx shelves of comics just sitting around everywhere. Is because it doesn't make sense for me. So for the most part, yeah, I am digital with comics, and things like this concern me a lot, especially in the sense of accessibility and censorship and what's going to happen in the future with certain things. Um,
Mm.
More so with films than with comics, honestly. And that comes from all the stuff that's been going on with Warner Brothers Discovery and HBO Max, where we're seeing stuff get pulled off and stuff just disappear off of streaming services and things like that. Which is why for for movies and TV and for movies and TV for the most part, I have not given up that. I refuse to give up physical media for movies and TV because that seems to be more of the stuff that goes away and gets changed or censored or kind of kicked off of platforms and stuff like that. We've seen it multiple times already where certain parts of the internet will be, oh my God, this offends me. And companies, they blink on it and they'll just pull episodes off. You cannot, you can't watch the Michael Jackson episode of The Simpsons on Disney Plus.
I can because I have the physical DVD of it.
Exactly.
And I'm not selling it. That's the
Exactly.
reason I'm keeping it.
You can't watch that episode on Disney Plus, and Disney Plus is the major streaming service for The Simpsons now, and
Yeah.
Hulu, same thing. There's an episode of Community where certain streaming services refuse to play or have pulled the episode, and it's one of the best episodes of Community because one character is dressed up as a dark elf, and they took it as like, oh my God, this character is blackface. How can we have them be on our? It's a whole big mess, and then you get into the stuff involving HBO Max with how a lot of shows and things like that, like what was it that just got pulled? Westworld. Westworld is gonna. I don't think it's on HBO Max anymore. You can still get the Blu-rays and stuff like that, but it just concerns me in terms of physical media and preservation. And I like to have I have peace with the fact that knowing, well, if something gets pulled off of some streaming service, I just watch it anytime I want. I have the disc, you know?
Yeah, for a while there, because I think Geo hyperbaited me into buying a ton of DC animation DVDs to the point where I have so many of them. And now I am super happy about it because they yanked Brave and Bold, which was hilarious. And there were like 3 seasons of it. I think they yanked Justice League Unlimited and Justice League, whatever else it was. And I have that. But you're right. I can't, I can't access any of that stuff on HBO Max, and that was a big draw for me. I was like, well, I could put the DVD in, or I could just sit here with my iPad and watch HBO Max, and that's how I did it. And now that option's not there. Not to mention the half of the Looney Tunes they pulled, which was really important stuff. I mean, besides being funny, that was a lot of groundbreaking stuff that they were doing at Looney Tunes. And they yanked those.
Yeah, I think it. And I think it just disappoints me because I think it's a damn shame that we have certain pieces of media, pop culture, and things like that will be just lost to time. Kind of bringing it around to comics. DC Comics won't publish those classic Captain Marvel cartoon comics. And we were going to get a collected edition a few years ago of it, but they won't publish it.
Oh, because of the kind of stereotypical racial stuff that was in it?
Correct. Yes. Which, of course, is wrong. But at the same time, we can't be afraid to... God, I don't want to get on my soapbox. We can't be afraid to look at our past and go, wow, it was messed up. We've changed a lot and we've moved on from it. And I think that's, in general, what a lot of people are trying to block us from, if that makes sense. It's trying to bury the past and pretend it never happened versus acknowledging it and seeing how far we've come.
Right. 100% agree on that. They put warnings up, Disney Plus did, for Peter Pan and Lady and the Tramp.
Right.
Which is, I think, the right way to go. They both contained, and those are just 2 examples that I use. They both contained stereotypes at the time that were part of the time. And now you look back at them and just go, whoa, that's inappropriate. But they give you a warning and say it's in there. Yeah. Okay, well, then it's up to me whether or not I watch it or I let my kid watch it. It's left up to me. But I think I told you a while ago, it was like 3 years ago or something, my daughter hooked up her VPN on her computer because we had to go to Europe to find... You had to stitch together all these YouTube songs. It was Song of the South. You couldn't see the complete Song of the South, but if you VPN'd over into Europe, you could see all of it on like 30 separate YouTube videos. And we watched it just because I had to show her, like, this is how it was. I saw this growing up. And this is how it was presented. And of course, she was horrified, and I was mesmerized looking at it, just thinking, wow, I was a little kid. I didn't pick up on any of this as, dehumanizing like it was. So I can't fault Disney for not wanting to show that, but the Captain Marvel thing, I don't know. Disney's legal may just say it's not worth the headache that we'd get, because there's only a couple people.
I'm talking about Shazam. I'm talking about Shazam Captain Marvel.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Yeah, that's Warner Brothers. That's DC.
What did I say? Did I say Marvel?
No, yeah, you said Marvel.
Sorry. I meant original Captain Marvel. Yeah, I think maybe lawyers just thought it's going to cause too many problems. So let's just leave it alone.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it is also a lot of corporations are afraid of the backlash they're going to get from a very huge, well, not huge, from a small vocal minority who they jump on the smallest thing just to feel offended and to jump on just to jump on hate trains and stuff like that. Because the reality is, social media in general, Jesus, I'm getting on this tangent. Social media in general is curated to keep you angry and to keep you clicking on stuff because they are aware if we feed you this stuff, you're going to keep interacting with it. And
Oh, there's a word for that. What is that?
Doom scrolling,
something clicking, hate clicking, anger clicking.
hate clicking.
There's a word for that. I forget what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't think of what it is, but maybe the chat knows. It's when you get so angry that you just keep clicking and clicking and clicking on the thing that's making you angry.
Yeah, there's a whole.
Oh yeah, Gotham has it. Doom scrolling. That's what it is.
Bottom line is, I'm just concerned in general for what our future holds in terms of preservation of classic things and whether we are willing to embrace the past and acknowledge that it happened, or whether we are just going to go, no, it never happened. We're going to completely just ignore it, pretend it never happened, and then we're doomed to repeat the same shit over and over again.
Those are good points that I don't have an easy answer for. Let's see what the chat has been talking about. Wait, the Dungeons and Dragons of Community is not on streaming. Is that the episode? Dungeons and Dragons? Was he dressed up as a dark elf?
Yeah, well, it's not on certain streaming platforms. I think Amazon still has it, but I forgot which one it was that pulled it. But it was pulled.
Well, now this is a good point. HBO's gutting itself for the stock market. That's how they just shit canned Batgirl.
Yeah.
And some other movies. This is a good sentence. That Looney Tunes seems like a war crime, especially since some of the best stuff got taken down. Marcelo trying to lighten us up by telling us Lazarus hardcovers are being reprinted in June, which is awesome. Lazarus is one of my all-time favorite comics.
It's good stuff.
And those have been out of print. I know 2 has been out of print forever, so that's good.
Yeah.
Never could find a place to stream Swamp Thing. Had to buy it at Walmart. I own a DVD of that and the first season of Doom Patrol. Haven't watched them, but I own them. Someday I'll watch them. I love Terry and the Pirates, but that is full of good old family racism. I'm trying to think of the famous there was a comic strip that went on for years. I think it was it Steve Canyon and Mike? I should look it up. But in the 80s, it was a comic strip, and the character was typed like an adventurer and do-gooder and stuff. Always called Honolulu Honolulu. That was in the 80s. Are you going to Honolulu? And I was like, gee, that doesn't, even back in the 80s, I was like, oh, that doesn't seem right. I can't think of was it Steve Canyon? I can't think. Maybe somebody in the chat knows. Mr. Vic, it's history that we can learn from, but some people are afraid to admit those mistakes. Wookie Brown, what about music? Streaming services, CD, vinyl, or MP3s? I gave him my CDs years ago and just ripped everything. Well, I just sold 1,500 pieces of vinyl at our estate sale, and it went for a lot of money, which is good.
Yeah, it's kind of it. Vinyl's really interesting because for years people were like, "Yeah, man, digital's the future and stuff like that. Yeah, keep everything in the cloud, have MP3s and stuff like that." What we've seen in probably, what would you say, Jess? Maybe the last 10 years, vinyl has made a huge comeback.
Yeah, it really has, and it's the reason that I made so much money on selling my old vinyl is old vinyl is considered a better medium than new vinyl. Even though even though equipment and stuff is better these days, those old records, if you took care of them, have actually sound better. And that's not just my opinion. That's been audiophiles. Ryan Sace is an audiophile like I've never met before. He has the true audiophile ears, and he can tell the difference between an old album and a new album. But yeah, vinyl has made a big comeback, which is very interesting, because we all thought CDs killed the vinyl market, and then we thought, I wonder if CDs will make a comeback because everybody's streaming now. But my car doesn't come with a cassette player anymore, so I only kept like 5 cassettes to listen to in my Walkman. Mm-hmm. And I imagine those cassettes are still at my house. I better go check, because I think I sold a bunch of CDs too. This actually pertains to me because I consider the new English language translations of Asterix the Gaul as a form of censorship. All of the edgy jokes have been removed. See, that bums me out. I grew up reading the thin, tall things like Tintin. They were in the Tintin format, and Asterix was hilarious and edgy, and that's really disappointing. I can't wait for the omnibus year. And okay, good. Let's talk about comics. We don't mean to get on a soapbox here, but we are talking about, and this was a comment about, also, this wasn't that long ago either. That was when I think that was when we were talking about racist cartoons. I'm not sure. It's happening in Australia like that as well, to see classic Three Stooges, but it's too violent for kids these days. Oh, what the hell are you talking about?
That's Three Stooges.
That's a war crime. Three Stooges, there'd be no Jackass if there wasn't for the Three Stooges. Three Stooges was great.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible news.
And there was never a Shem.
Who?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. That's funny. Back in the day, I had an aunt that always phoned the TV station and complained. Matthew says DC needs stability before anything with the AT&T and Discovery takeover is just a bloodbath. Forget Shazam, even Superman barely gets any real collections. Lazarus 2 is my whale. That's good news. Donning my tinfoil headgear, but some say that the Mandela effect is in part a way to change the past. Are you familiar? Okay, it was Steve Canyon. Thank you. Are you familiar with the Mandela effect?
I am familiar with the Mandela effect, but I don't know how it ties in to erasing and changing the past.
Yeah, can you elaborate a little bit on that, Larry? We're both familiar with it, but I'm not. Yeah,
I'm having a difficult time grasping your concept on it.
Wasn't there issues with Alley-oop? Probably. Al Cap? Yeah. And Little Orphan Annie? Probably. Little Orphan Annie started in during the Depression, so I'm sure there's a bunch of creepy stuff in that. I like Spotify for convenience in my car, faster and easier my flashlight MP3s, but I will never let go of my physical CD masters. Good, don't. I think it's not fear of the past, but this will disturb the money follow. Because that they're making come back also. Well, I better go back and get all my fun cassettes. In Europe, the sales of cassette tapes has more than doubled. Vinyl sales are going through the roof. No Three Stooges, but they can play Call of Duty all day and it's no problem. Good point.
Razor Ramen.
Razor, I believe the old records sound better due to how they were recorded, not necessarily the vinyl itself. Albums were recorded using analog equipment. Yeah, now they record with digital equipment. Oh, he's got a two-parter. So even though records are an analog format, albums that are recorded using digital equipment don't have the same improved audio as those that were recorded on analog equipment. Awesome. Thank you. And shoot, I think Razor Ramen had something to say about half an hour ago. If I apologize, Razor, if I didn't get to something interesting that you said half an hour ago. Here's
I haven't seen that. That's great.
James Abel made it.
That is great.
Let me see what other ones he did. What's this one?
These are great.
James, these are great. What's this one? What?
So
when was that?
Those of you that are listening in audio, we have a loyal follower, James Abel, who he has cut out certain clips of Jess and he's made GIFs of them. And the one that he just played says, "What about my blue balls?" with Jess.
I have, out of context, I have no idea what that was. What's this one?
Opa.
Opie, Opie, Opie.
I remember that.
Yeah, this is my favorite, though.
Son of a...
Those are great, James.
Oh, my God.
Wait, what's going on here? Very fine condition. Get off my computer. Ooh. Oh, okay, wait. On the Mandela effect connection, if they can make people believe their memories are wrong, then they can make you believe a new version of history. Oh, okay. Kind of 1984, okay. I guess.
I can see. Okay, I get where you're coming from now. All right.
Wow, watch out, Jess. Haha. What? Wait, I'm sorry. I don't know what that was about. I don't know how far behind I am. Oh, that blue ball is from Very Fine's Ask Me Anything. Oh.
These are great. These are great, guys.
Thank you, Aaron.
Bravo. Bravo, guys.
Ah, here's Hondalorian. Hello, gents. You ever watch an old movie that was really good, but in watching today, you notice cringeworthy scenes? Saturday Night Fever does that for me. I cringed when I saw it when it was in the theaters.
Yeah.
I can't think of what's cringeworthy in it. But yeah, I'm sure there are things. Like I tried to recommend 16 Candles to Kristen, Omnicat, because I love that John Hughes movie. But she said, I think there might be something in that I wouldn't like. And I'm like, gee, it's a really sweet movie. It's really funny. And then her husband Reed said that there's an Asian character in there called like Long Wang Ho or something. And I completely forgot about it. And Kristen's like, yeah, I think I'm going to pass on that one. I'm like, I get it.
I'm sorry.
They totally made fun of his name. But God, when they open the trunk and Anthony Michael Hall comes out and says he's like king of the dips, I just love that part in that movie.
I think in general, everybody needs to lighten up a little bit. It's It's funny.
This is losing my favorite movie. Lou just didn't you just see Blazing Saddles?
I watch
Or-
Blazing Saddles at least once a year. I love Blazing Saddles.
I do too. I
You
love
want
that.
to
I
talk about
saw.
a movie? Go for it. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say I saw it when I was 16 with my dad in the theater, and there were some embarrassing scenes to see with my father, but I love that movie.
I adore Blazing Saddle. It's still fucking hilarious. You could watch Blazing Saddles today and still die laughing. Everything about that movie is great.
I gotta rewatch it for that scene you showed me where Gene Wilder makes Cleavon Little crack up, and they kept it in. He broke character.
Yeah, he's
That's
so
really funny.
we're talking about the scene where Gene Wilder is talking to I forgot his name. Apologies.
I think it's Cleavon Little.
Yes, he's talking to Cleavon Little, and he's telling him these are just people. These are just normal everyday people. They're salt of the earth. You know, people from the West. You know, morons. And he starts smiling and he breaks character. And they kept it in the movie. Oh my god! Blazing Saddles is brilliant.
Yeah, it really is. But I highly doubt I'm going to recommend that to Kristen.
My roommate in college and we had an ongoing joke where every time one of us walked into our dorm room, we would yell out, "Where are the white women at?" Oh my god.
Trading Places. Oh, Trading Places not aged well in many respects, but gosh, it's funny. Blazing Saddles. I was talking to Max from the Netherlands earlier. He just went to see History of the World Part 1, which I loved as a Mel Brooks movie. That was great. Mongo, just a pawn in the game of life. Alex Karras, former football player. Cringeworthy Teen Wolf. Only in the 80s does a teenage boy change into a wolf and can still play their entire basketball game. I love Three Amigos. Young Frankenstein. I love that movie. Love it.
Frankenstein.
Igor. I already told you. I think I've already told on the air the story of my second date with my high school girlfriend seeing Young Frankenstein with the pop brownies. Oh, my comments earlier about ComiXology. They force you to buy claimed comics on the website to avoid sharing revenue with Apple, Google. Oh, okay. That was what Josh said earlier. Also, Amazon laid off 18,000 people today. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a classic movie, Airplane. Oh my God, there's no way that movie could be made today. Excuse me, yeah. I speak jive, and she translates what the black guys are saying to each other. Barbara Billingsley from Leave It to Beaver. And the little kids, the little boy is in the window seat, and the little girl sits in the middle seat. And he starts to try to flirt with her. They're both like 8 years old. And the stewardess says, how would you like your coffee? And the little girl said, black. And then she turns to the boy and said, like my men. No way could that movie be made today. But God, is that movie funny.
You've seen Tropic Thunder, right?
Oh, yeah. I got it on 4K, everything. God. I love that movie. Yeah. Oh. I don't know that could be made today either. God, that's a funny movie.
Robert Downey Jr. playing a dude.
Underwent a controversial racial transplant or whatever it was.
Oh, my God, dude. And here's the thing. If you get a chance, Downey says this in the movie, I never break character until I do the DVD commentary. He actually does the DVD commentary of the movie as the character.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Blues Brothers always cracks me up with how much Oh, how much for your women? How much for the little girl? I beg your pardon? Your women. We want to buy your women. Yeah, that's a great one. The Naked Gun movies. Oh yeah, Airplane. I have a drinking problem. He throws the drink in his face. Uh, ever been to a Turkish prison, Billy? Have you ever watched Do you watch Gladiator movies? Have you ever been to a men's locker room, Billy? Uh, Naked Gun movies, yes, those were awesome. So it was Police Squad for the 7 episodes ABC let it go on to. He did these movies. They are making fun of the minority of the system. That's why Tropic Thunder still works. Yeah, there was a lot to laugh at in that movie. So, oh, here Stripes is priceless. Yes. Did we want to cover our favorite artists?
Oh yeah, sure. We can go through a few real quick. Just because I know Gio probably made the thumbnail, so I don't want to disappoint him. So real quick, I right now probably one of my favorite artists that's working in the industry is Redondo. He's doing that Nightwing series with Tom Taylor.
Yeah, he is good.
He's very good. He's extremely talented. Just the way he lays out pages, just it's such a great artist. His work with kinetic action is great, and he did an issue early on that the whole issue is pretty much comprised in one page, and it's oh god, so good.
I don't have my books to look around me. Well, Greg Capullo, of course, I love. Now I have to go over to. I love Stepan Shejik. I love his work. Shejik. Let's see. Oh, what? Well, Jim Lee's not really illustrating anymore. Okay, because I was gonna say X-Men, but I don't have any modern. All these things are old here that I've uncovered.
I got one for you.
Okay.
Sean Phillips.
Oh yeah! Wow, great. Yeah. Okay. Here's some Brian Stillfreeze. Redondo got good overnight. He's awesome now, but I don't remember being that good before. Francisco Francavilla.
Mm-hmm.
Matteo Scalera, really good. Also, let me just say, I love Sean Gordon Murphy. He's still great.
Yep, that was one of my choices. Yep.
Alvaro Martinez Bueno. Oh yeah, Nice House on the Lake has got really good art. We need a video of Omnidog pronouncing foreign names. It's only Joachim and Stepan Shejik that give me trouble. Although last time I was talking to Joachim, I think Kristen was watching, and she said that she could listen to a half hour of me trying to pronounce Joachim's name. Oh, here's one we forgot. Yeah, we both love Chris Samney.
Chris Samney is very good. He's extremely talented.
His work in Firepower is great.
Who's the guy that does Black Sad?
Black Sad?
I
don't have it in front of me. That art's great. I'm not sure. Alexa, I didn't ask you. Okay, Alexa, Who draws Black Sad?
Thanks for letting me know. So I can learn from my mistakes.
No. Okay, wait. Maybe Siri knows. Hey, Siri.
Uh-huh.
Who's the artist on Black Sad? What? Oh, if you want to hear me try to pronounce a foreign name, what? Juanjo Guarnido is who draws Black. Juanjo Garnido. Spanish. They're both Spanish. I should have just asked James.
Juanjo Guarnido.
James Abel. Andrea Muti does Maniac of New York. Oh, Sorrentino. I love Sorrentino's work. Andrea Sorrentino.
Yeah, hell yeah. You know, there was a point. Sarah Pacelli.
Sarah Pacelli, yeah. She's great.
You know?
And Max said he read the first issue of Scarlet Witch, and he said he enjoyed it. Max has similar taste to me, so maybe there's some hope for that Steve Orlando, Sarah Pacelli combo.
I'm good. I'm good. I just have to have my balls hit with a hammer once just to know it hurts. I don't need to keep doing it over and over again. I'm good.
Daniel Warren Johnson, he's just in general a great creator.
That dude, I keep saying it, but that dude is just waiting for that right project that's going to launch him off into that next level. He's already good enough for it, but he's just waiting for that. He's like that Al Ewing, you know, where Al Ewing did a lot of really solid stuff for years, but then he got that Immortal Hulk run, and that's what just hit him up to that next level. And I think Daniel Warren Johnson he just needs the right book.
Tyler Crook on Harrow County. That's different art, but it's really gorgeous art. It's got great coloring too. That was certainly the comment to join the video too. Was that my pronunciation of whatever that name was? Next Imaginaut. How's it going? Chris Burnham and Jason Burrows both went from respectable to excellent artists under the learning curves of their respective collaborations with Morrison and Moore. Let's see. Who else? Well, I used to think Zdarsky was a good artist, but now he's more of a writer.
Yeah, he's a good writer.
Yeah, I heard great things about Public Domain.
Cliff Chang. Good.
Yeah,
choice.
I was just going to highlight that one. Good one. Cliff Chang. He really is awesome.
Oh, got to highlight the Honolulu for that one.
Oh, the Hammer to the Balls comment. Greg Smallwood on the Human Target is absolutely crushing it. I need to see that.
Yes. Oh my God.
I know. I need to read that. I have it packed away somewhere. Who illustrated The Last God, now renamed to the Ming Dynasty or whatever it is? That Philip Kennedy Johnson wrote it. Oh, the art in it was so brilliant. Chat, help me out here. Do you know?
I got it.
Do you know?
Riccardo Federici.
Oh yeah, he is amazing. Though that issuing that in standard size was really a disservice because it's an awesome story, but the art is next level. Oh, Assad Ribic. He's also great.
Assad Ribic is good. Very good.
Anyone mentioned Jack yet? Jock. Sorry. Jock.
Jock's great. Jock's extremely talented.
Tasty Melon agrees. Oh, I'm so bad at this. Who illustrated 3 Jokers? The art was so great. Was that Fabach?
I think you're right.
Is that Jason Fabach?
Hold on.
Here's a Fabok pull.
Who's the artist? I don't care. Who's the artist? No. They didn't do anything with that story either, right? They never.
Right. Jason Fabok. Okay. Yeah, the art was great. And now I'm going to question you. Who's the artist that I love so much that did Batman Earth 1? And
I should know this.
oh, he's so good.
I feel like I should know this.
It was, and he might have done Doomsday Clock too. Gary Frank. Thank you, Matthew.
Oh, God.
Gary Frank is awesome.
He is so good.
Crazy awesome.
Yeah.
Marceau, also there with Gary Frank. Thank you.
I still haven't read that third volume, by the way.
It's it goes A+, A+, A-.
Okay.
It's not a letdown. It's just the first two were so great. It's hard for the third one to compare. But that's still my favorite Batman, I think.
Makes sense. About a little bit of manga. We could do Junji Ito.
Oh, you're on your own here, buddy. Except for Junji Ito. That's all I got.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Ito is a master at horror. He's
Oh yeah. As far as other manga goes, I don't know. I wish I had some more of my books out.
Ryan Otley.
Oh yeah, Ryan Otley's great.
Yeah.
Brian Hitch as a writer is a great artist. Speaking of Earth One, Gabriel Hardman's art on Green Lantern is amazing. Oh, and that who this is like a quiz show now because I love all these books. Who did the great art on Earth One Wonder Woman with Grant Morrison? That was great art.
Is that Francavilla?
No, it's right on the tip of my tongue. Yeah, I did mention Sean Murphy. You are 100% correct. Oh, Dan Mora, especially Once and Future. Boy, that book he's killing it on it.
Yannick Paquette. Okay, yeah.
Oh, Yannick Paquette.
Yeah, his art on that Swamp Thing run that Scott Snyder did was beautiful stuff.
I might as well just ask James Abel. He's always. I need James Abel on my phone. Hey Siri, can you change your name to James Abel?
Afraid not.
Oh, she said no. Freaking frick. I feel like we're neglecting. We did mention a few of our favorite female artists, but I feel like we might be forgetting some. We said Sarah Pacelli, Jenny Frison, Joel Jones. Oh, J.H. Williams III. Yeah, he's pretty awesome.
Yeah. I'd say Mike Mignola, but he doesn't really do interiors anymore. Every once in a while, you'll get something from him, but it's rare.
Oh, Rick Ray's right. Colleen Doran's art was brilliant in Chivalry. Brilliant. That's the best thing she's done. Well, she ups her game for all game and stuff, but boy, Chivalry was a gorgeous book. Starhenge. I've heard about that, but I haven't read it. Oh, here's some. Let's see, manga. Josh has Rumiko Takahashi, the Princess of Manga. I'm gonna have to say you're right because I don't know. Yuji Kaku Hell's what? Yuki Kaku Hell's Paradise. Shinji Fukuda, my dress up darling. I don't know what part of that is the title and what part of that is the author. Yuji Kaku, Hell's Paradise. I don't know. Oh yeah, good call, James. Bilkis Evely's artwork on Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Somebody else mentioned Bilkis Evely earlier.
Sounds like a Harry Potter character.
Yasmin Putri, and I need to read Dark Knight of Steel. Dark Knights of Steel.
Yes, you do. It's so good.
Oh, wait. I do know I have this book pulled out. Let me see. I love her art on Shudder. What was her name? Leila Del Duca. Ooh, Leila Del Duca is great. Shudder is one of my favorite books. We met her at Awesome Con. She was great. Super nice. Zoe Thorogood. And Josh, you're just having fun with my pronunciation of foreign names, aren't you? Omnidagaloo. Other male names worth mentioning. Frank Quitely. I do like Frank Quitely a lot. Still the best living Western comic artist, in my opinion. Fraser Irving. Michael Fife. Tom Scioli. Trad Moore. Brian Talbot. Yeah.
Trad Moore. Yeah.
Great. Trad Moore.
A lot of good recommendations in the chat tonight.
Veronica Fish. What has she drawn? I'm not familiar with that name. And I'm also not familiar with what Zoe Thorogood has written or drawn. And I'm not familiar with what Linnea Sturte. I can't even pronounce regular names. Linnea Sturte as an amazing female artist. Mike and Lauren Allred. Huge fan of Mike Allred.
Yeah. Yeah, his work on Ecstatic was what really drew me in. I was like, man, this guy's really good. And he's funny.
Oh, he's very funny. And his Silver Surfer with Dan Slott, that was incredible.
It was great.
Incredible. Veronica Fish did a lot of the new Archie stuff a few years ago. Oh, well, and speaking of Archie, Adam Hughes is my all-time favorite artist, and he did the interiors for that Betty and Veronica series, which was hilarious. And he wrote it too. He is so funny. Okay, let's see. Linnea Sturte's books, Stages of Rot and The Frog in the Fall, were incredible books. Definitely recommend both. Rick Ray has good taste. I will take that recommendation from you, Rick. Okay, right. Zoe's latest is It's Lonely at the Center of the Earth.
I gotta get going.
All right. Let's talk about InStockTrades.com one more time. Uh-oh. Thank God I don't have to do this for a living. InStockTrades.com, where you can find your collected editions up to 50, 65, 38, 42% off. At the end of every month, we give away a free gift card courtesy of InStockTrades. Free gift card courtesy of InStockTrades.com. 50% off. Not 50%. Yeah, 50% off. Blah, blah, blah. Free shipping in the United States with orders over $50 or more. Fabulous customer service, fabulous packaging. That's InStockTrades.com. Okay, so Lou, where can they find you on the internet?
At Comics Guide 101 on Twitter and Comics Guide 101 on YouTube, where there's an archive of a whole bunch of stuff that I used to do.
And you can find me, OmniDog, on OmniDog's Vault on YouTube and on OmniDogs_Vault on Instagram. So peace and love, peace and love. Thank you all for, good. I'm glad you do, Josh. That makes us immediate friends. That's great. Love that book too. Peace and love, peace and love. Tune in tomorrow night for Manga with the Manga Boys. And thank you to InStockTrades.com for sponsoring our show. Thanks to the lively chat that was great tonight. Thanks to my co-host Lou. We had a lot of fun tonight. I really enjoyed this. These are my favorite shows where we just yap about whatever we want and the chat takes part. I love the give and take, and it's so much fun. So thank you to the audience watching. Thank you to the audience listening. Thank you to the chat. Peace and love. Peace and love. Now I have to find the sign out banner. Wait, it's up here. Jeez, Gio, how do you do it? Okay, everybody, we love you. Peace and love. Goodbye.